Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to Healing Session. Today's reading is going to be a celebrity tarot reading about Blueface and Chrisean. There has been so much going on with them. When I asked you guys like what you guys are feeling, I got a request for Chrisean and Blueface. I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and tap into their energy, especially because of what's been happening. Blueface's tattoos, Chrisean Rock and the baby. We're gonna be looking into all that good stuff today. If you guys enjoy this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you are looking for a personal reading, the link is in the description below. So let's get started, okay? Now, when I was pulling on these cards, the first person that I felt like I needed to go into was Chrisean. So first, what I wanted to talk about was, well, first I'll just explain how I set up the reading. So on the two ends right here is going to be currently like what's going on with them. What are they feeling in their heads? How do they perceive things right now? And then we're going to go into how they feel about each other. And I'm going to get some more clarification about their child and anything else that we might need to know about. So first of all, I just want to say that Chrisean is, when I was channeling Chrisean, I was getting that song that she made, It's a Vibe All the Time. That song, it's actually not a vibe all the time. And I'm sure that we can see that, but the way that Spirit is perceiving it to me, it's almost like she's on this cloud. She's on this cloud nine right now. Like she's not grounded in reality. I feel like her life is also very fast. Like she could be constantly doing things, not really slowing down, not really, I don't want to say that she's not handling business, but it's almost as if you decided to deal with one part of your life and not the other. Like, oh, I'm going to ignore this and I'm going to hyper focus on the other part of my life or some other part of my life. Kind of like, and I'm just using this as an example, but it's like when you get your heart broken and you start to like hyper focus on your money or your self-worth and not your love life or, you know, your connections with others. It feels like that. It feels like she's trying to keep that energy. It's a vibe all the time. She's trying to keep up with that feeling, almost like that feeling of almost euphoria. But I feel like in the process of this, she's kind of repeating her lessons or denying her lessons. Like I feel like she's not progressing. She's kind of stagnating a little bit. And the Hermit card being reverse, it almost kind of lets me know that there's an acknowledgement from her of what she needs to do. If not an acknowledgement from her, I wouldn't be surprised if there were other people around her who were trying to steer her in the right direction, because I'm also getting like pressure from other people outside of her. So that's why I feel like there's like this knowing of I know what I need to do, but for some reason she's having a hard time like executing what actually needs to be done. It's almost like I know I need to work out. I have my my workout routine ready and everything, but for some reason I just can't get up and go. You know what I mean? And a lot of us have trouble with that. Not necessarily that particular scenario, although people can struggle with that too, but just, you know, knowing that you need to change and really executing those changes. She is a Pisces, isn't she? I know sometimes I get like zodiacs wrong, but she gives me Pisces vibes. I wouldn't even be surprised if she had some Virgo energy in her too, especially with that spiritual that religious aspect that she has. It just feels like though that she's just not grounded in her reality. Okay, point blank period. She's not grounded in her reality. This is giving me the type of vibe where it's like I know I need to stay home and clean my house, but I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna do what I want to do. Like it's just it's ignoring it. And with the Hermit card being reversed, I feel like the Hermit is very upfront and in your face. So these are lessons that she's repeating that have already happened. I wouldn't even be surprised, you guys, if we start to see her in more controversy, because I feel like what Spirit is trying to say is that like she has been through certain lessons countless of times. And from her, oh, look at, you guys, look at, we have the Devil card right here and we have the Hangman. Y'all, she's going against the grain. Her ways of being, like, I just think that like Spirit has tried to point this out to her many times. Her ways of being, her habits, her mindset, the way that she does things. And I feel like this is like an addiction, okay? It's almost like an addiction to the high life or an addiction It could be many different addictions. It could even be as simple as a food addiction. It doesn't even have to be like just money. It can be like addiction to a certain lifestyle, addiction to a certain mindset. Instead of just going with the flow, she's going against the grain, and she's not letting go of the things that she needs to let go of, okay? And obviously some of this stuff is like right in front of your face, right? Like Blueface, and maybe even drinking or other ways of being or other things that she's doing. What I'm also getting is that she's kind of like surface level changing herself. Like, I think that she's doing things right now that it may make her feel like she's doing the right thing or that she's going down the right path, but it almost feels like it's some type of a lie, or it's just not what it's. Sorry, that's my mom. If you guys can hear her, she's on the phone. But it almost feels like there's just some type of deception here. Like, you know, this is giving me that vibe like when she goes to church and stuff like that. Like, she feels like she's doing something good for herself and that she's being guided, but it's a little delusional, you guys. Like, it's almost like thinking that God is telling you to do one thing and he's really not telling you to do shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally what it feels like. So it feels like she doesn't have much time to be able to reflect on this energy, though, okay? Like, it feels like her life is very, I don't want to say high strung, but it just feels like it's very demanding. Like, she has a lot going on. So we have the Six of Pentacles here. We also have the Five of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so she may be doing a lot to rebuild herself. She may feel a little overwhelmed as far as her stability. And this is what I was saying. Like, she's kind of living the high life. She's on cloud nine. She hasn't grounded herself. Like, for example, I'm seeing money coming up here. So she may be concerned about money and like constantly on that hustle, doing what she needs to do to build herself back up. Yes, we have the Seven of Pentacles right here. So I feel like she's kind of trying to get her previous investments back. She's trying to get herself back on track to getting that money flow that I feel like she previously had before. And in the process of doing that, she's like neglecting the things that she really needs to do. It's almost like she's doing things a little backwards. It's almost like you're not learning. You're just kind of repeating the same things over and over again. It feels like she's trying to be given like a second chance. Like, it honestly feels like that. Let me turn on my AC. There we go. So it feels like she's doing things kind of backwards. Like, it's almost like she's not understanding that you have to start from a different position, you know, because of where you put yourself. You cannot do the same things that you used to do or in the same capacity, if at least not yet, you know, like, because what I'm also seeing is that she can rebuild herself. I see this here. But it's more so kind of reliant on her and the moves that she makes. So I see her still trying to live the same lifestyle like how she was before, not realizing that not only was that lifestyle not healthy for you, but you don't even have what is needed to sustain that. And you have more going on now. So that's kind of like what it's feeling like to me. Now, as far as how she feels about Blueface, she feels like that she's in a new beginning with him. Period, point blank. She feels like she's in a new beginning with him. I also feel like there's this aspect of like building together or trying to quote unquote do things the right way. It feels like there's like this kind of like fake, superficial, perfect picture aspect to it. Like, you know, do I feel like they're married? No, I don't feel like they're married. I don't feel like they're married. I don't feel like, you know, he may have like asked her or something, but I don't actually feel like they're married. That's just in my opinion. I don't feel like they're married. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. It feels like they're in like this rebuilding stage. They're taking it slow. I still see her being in this codependent energy though. And I don't see the situation changing as far as the outcome and how Blueface actually feels about her. And we're going to go into that as well. I just wanted to pull a little bit more cards about how Chrisean is feeling with Blueface. But, okay, so yeah, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. I just think, ooh, and then we have the Three of Cups. So, She feels like they're starting over, literally. I think that there's like this aspect of feeling like there's like a blank slate now. Like we're starting over, we're leaving the past in the past. I feel like if there was any issues with like infidelity or third parties, she may feel like, you know, that's not an issue anymore. But I do feel like it still is an issue, and I do feel like it's something that she kind of worries about. Even though that this may be something that they talked about, like, yeah, I'm not talking to anybody else, or I'm not doing anybody else. I kind of feel like this is not true, and she doesn't necessarily believe it's true. I also wouldn't be surprised if she's talking to somebody as well, because I'm also kind of getting that vibe from her, like she's not completely committed to him as well, or she has like a backup plan or something. Now, I'm not saying that she's like heavily entertaining other people. I just kind of feel like there's this aspect of like, well, he's in jail, he doesn't know what I'm doing, and also kind of like, well, just in case, like it's like a backup plan type of vibe. Doesn't feel like she's like actually invested, but I do think that she's trying to, I don't know, it's weird. It's almost like the perfect event. Like, I'm getting out of jail, you're getting out of jail, we're trying to restart, we're trying to redo our lives. It's like this fresh start, like, you know, like delusional energy, like we're starting over. Like, you know, when you really shouldn't be starting over with anything. I feel like there's like this controlling aspect to this too. Like, he may be very controlling of her. Let's go into Blueface's energy. Let's go into Blueface's. Ah, look at this. No. No. Okay. So first of all, I don't think that I think he's still talking to other people, first of all. Let me just say that. It could even be as simple as her and the baby mother. But I do feel like he's talking to other people. It could even be like an air sign. Oh, I didn't even mean to say that. They might be an air sign. I was going to say an earth sign. Possibly even like a Leo. What is the baby mother sign? Can somebody tell me? Okay. Anyway, so we have the Three of Swords as far as what Blueface is going through. Now, when I was shuffling for him, I feel like he is going through a hard time. I think he's very disappointed about where the year has gone. I think that there's just a lot of things that he wants to accomplish and that he wants to do. I don't feel like it's this complete distraught feeling, but I think that there's a lot that has happened in jail for Blueface. Like, I feel like he's been going through a lot mentally. And it could even be just like, I don't know. It feels like he's having like a lot of self-reflection going on. It may even be that the environment itself is very uncomfortable. I'm getting that. But it feels like it doesn't feel like he's going through a good time right now, you guys. It feels like he's very much in his head. He thinks a lot. Like, I feel like all he has to do is think. But I think he's a little disappointed about possibly not only how things have turned out, but there could have been things that have happened in jail. Like, do you guys know about anything that has happened about, like, him being betrayed by other people or things not going his way? Something of that nature, because I think that he's a little disappointed by that. Or may even be a little disappointed by how alone he feels even. I do get that there's this aspect of loneliness. And this is where Chrisean comes in, because I feel like this is the thing. I think that Blueface has other options, or he may have had other options at some point at the very least. But those options weren't catering to him in the way that I feel like he felt like he needs to be catered to. Okay? And I think that even when he had other people around, he was very lonely. It's almost like Chrisean feeds his ego and strokes his ego to the point where it kind of makes him feel better. But I almost think that he just feels like, you know, she has my back, I know I can rely on her type of thing. I think that this is just passion based. And you know, like sometimes when you get into like a new situation, or not even a new situation, but a bad situation, and so you start to think about all the stuff that you took for granted. It kind of feels like one of those situations, like jail talk almost. So we have the Ace of Cups, and then we have the Ace of Wands. I do feel like their connection is just very like lust based. I swear to God, it's just very lust based. It's very sexual. If you guys have kept up with like any of the Chrisean and Blueface readings on my page, their relationship is very lustful, and I almost feel like this emotion or this desperateness, almost, like I kind of feel like look at, like, we even have the Strength card here, like in reverse. I feel like this is just coming from a point of weakness, really. I don't really think that he actually cares about Chrisean the way that she wants him to still. Like, I just think, like, look at, we have the Tower card here next to the Lovers, and then we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Six of, like, come on now, like, no. It's the same thing. I think he's just using her, like, because she's emotionally flattering to him at this time. He needs someone to rely on. Like, it's really, like, no. No. Okay, so now let's see what's going on. Oh, yeah, and I also feel like that kind of explains, like, somebody was asking about, like, Blueface's, like, kind of, like, raunchy tattoos. I feel like that has a lot to do with his environment and, like, maybe even the pressures that he feels the need to succumb to. I also think that he's just, like, bored and overthinking and kind of, like, you know when you just get bored and you start doing things? Like, I feel like it's kind of like that. Like, he doesn't have enough, how do I say this? He doesn't have enough ways to kind of, like, express his energy. You know what I mean? Like, you ever met somebody who has ADHD or something like that and you, like, force them to sit down and do absolutely nothing? Like, it's like, I need an outlet to express myself, you know? So I kind of feel like that's what it is, really. And it may even be, like a little tough thing. Like, oh, yeah, I went here. Because he knows he's going to get out of you guys. Like, he knows he's going to get out of jail. So I don't feel like it's too bad. I just think that he's, like, lonely and doesn't like the environment. There may have been some things that even happen in jail that make him uncomfortable or something of that nature. But, okay, so I want to know, too, like, what's going on with, like, the baby and the people around the baby? What's going on with the baby and, you know, the people around the child? Ooh, so we have some deceptive energy. Okay. The World card in reverse. This is, I don't like this. Okay. Okay. So first of all, there's a lot of deceptive energy when it comes to the child. Now, first of all, I think this is one thing, okay? It feels like there's some people here who are simply just using this child for clout. Okay? Now, do I feel like Chrisean is doing necessarily what she needs to do with the child? No, I don't. With the World card here in reverse, as well as the Four of Wands in reverse, I don't feel like she's doing necessarily what she needs to do for him. But it's not necessarily, like, how do I explain this? The foundation with the child is cracked and almost unknown. With the World card in reverse, this kind of like feels like to me like what the World card can talk about is like an unfinished situation, something that's not fully completed. There's something about the child that's not fully known or not, and I'm not even just talking about the baby father situation. I'm just talking about the diagnosis overall. Like there's just something about that child's life where there's a piece of his life that's just not. It's almost like it's on pending. I don't know how to explain it, but it's an important aspect because I almost feel like Chrisean is not doing the right things because of that. Like it could be simply like, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough support. I don't completely know what is wrong with my child. Will I get in trouble if they come to terms with what's wrong with my child? Like there's almost like there's a piece of the puzzle missing, or that is just being thought about. And because of that, she's not taking action. There's something, like there's a specific reason, okay? And I'm seeing that there are people who are just, there are some people who care, and I'm seeing that. With the Five of Wands here, there are some people who care. Okay, like there could even be like a Leo, Sag, or Aries that like, you know, is diehard about this situation. But there are some people who actually care about this situation. However, I feel like there are some people who do not and who are exploiting the situation because it's making headlines at this time. But it's almost like too, I feel like there's almost like a secret here. And I feel like this energy is also coming from Chrisean. Like there's a secret, or there's something that she doesn't want other people to know, or almost something that she doesn't want to necessarily admit. And I feel like coming to terms, like, do you guys see what I'm saying? I hope I'm not like running around in circles too much, but there's almost like something that she doesn't want to admit to, or something that she doesn't want to come to the light, or some type of knowledge or situation that she's afraid of accepting that could possibly make her look bad, or she would feel bad, because I do feel like there's like a little bit of a delusionalness with like how she views the situation. But does she know that there's something wrong? Yes. I just don't think that she feels like it's like, she doesn't feel like it's anybody's business, you know what I mean? But this is the thing, like, I feel like there's that aspect of exploitation, because even though she doesn't feel like it's anybody's business, I also think that she knows what she's doing by allowing her child to be so publicly involved in everything. I feel like it has a lot to do with family. Like, she doesn't want the family to be like, oh, okay, we have justice in reverse, and I get this is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse again. So there's something here either about money or family that's not right, and it could even be that situation with the DNA and everything. I can't necessarily pinpoint that. I can like try to look a little bit deeper into that right now, but like I'm just getting that there's something either here with money, like I don't want to spend all this money, I don't want to spend it alone, I don't have the support that I need, I don't want to be judged. Or even just like an issue here with like legal issues. Like there's something going on with that. But she knows that something is wrong with the child. She just doesn't feel like it's necessarily anybody's business to know. And I also think that, like I said, there are other parties here who are coming in and exploiting the situation, because I think that to an extent, she's not trying to exploit her child the same way that other people are. She's not like speaking down on him, or she shows her child, she's prideful of her child, she knows that people talk, you know, but I don't think that like she looks at him the same way that other people do. I just think that you guys, like, this is just coming from like not doing the proper healing. This is going to backfire on her eventually though. Oh my God. Okay. There's going to be like, somebody's going to like, I feel like there's something that somebody else is going to do. Like report her or prove something. Like there's something here about like a third party coming in and intervening here. Somebody could even be doing something like calling CPS or something of that nature, where there's like a third party that intervenes here that spots like what the problem is, and she's going to be left in this energy of feeling disappointed. So she has to be very careful, because I feel like she has a lot of haters around her right now. She has like a lot of people who are, you know, they're not on her side, or they want to see her down, you know, like she's not on a lot of, ooh, Lord, look, we got the devil again. What did I just say? It's almost like her past is kind of following her. I think that she's not clearing her slate properly. When she came out of jail, she should have cut everybody off and started moving silently and in private. Not all this. Because I think that she's somehow moving, like she's moving forward, but and somehow she's leaving enemies in her trails. In her tracks. She's going to be forced into her healing force. I feel like this is what's going to happen. It's not going to be a choice that she just makes, like, I just want to be better. She's going to be forced. Okay. I want to know how Blueface feels about this situation. How does Blueface feel about this child situation? I feel like he's still skeptical of whether or not the child is his or not. I still think he kind of has like, okay, he feels betrayed. Okay, so he may feel like the child is not his. Okay, we have the star card here. He may feel like he is being used for clout. That this child situation is kind of stopping. Okay. So he doesn't know, I don't think he feels like the child is his, but I'm not sure. Like, I think that this may just be a feeling. I'm not sure if this is actually confirmed or not, but he may feel like this child is not his, or that he somehow got wrapped up into this situation and he still hasn't really processed or made, like, he still doesn't really understand what's going on. I feel like he feels like a bystander in this situation, as if he's not really involved. He doesn't really know what's happening. I almost feel like he doesn't want to completely get involved quite yet, because he's not sure quite, you know, like, really what's going on. I also think that he feels like his name is kind of being used for clout, or used in a way that he's not, you know, completely happy with. I think that too, I think he's kind of concerned a little bit about his reputation as well, like what this looks like for him, as far as like what's happened to him and everything like that, because this doesn't really look that good. So I feel like he's kind of concerned about that as well. Like a lot of the, like, I think I wouldn't be surprised if, like, coming back into the world, he tries to make, like, his, you know, Chrisean his scapegoat. Like, it's her fault. She did it. She, like, you know what I mean? Because I almost feel like it doesn't look good for him, like, as far as, like, how this baby is being treated and what happened and how the baby was being treated while she's pregnant. And I think that it kind of just is like, I think it's just something that he kind of feels like he was roped into or trapped into. He kind of feels like he was trapped. And yeah, we have the Death card and the Emperor in reverse, because I feel like if this wasn't his child, you guys, like, if this is not his kid, he's not, like, standing by him. Sorry. I don't think that he necessarily feels like it is his child. And I think that if it was his child, like, he has this mindset where it's like, I would have been taken to control of the situation and made, you know, shit happen how it's supposed to happen. So I almost think he kind of feels like in the middle. Like, I don't know how to feel. I don't know if that's my child or not. If it's not my child, then he has like this kind of detached energy. Like, there's no in between. He's either like, that's my child, I'm locked in, or that's not my child, I'm detached. So it's kind of like this in the middle type of energy for him, where it's like, well, I'm not trying to get a chance to no child that's not mine. You know, but at the same time, if that's really my child, I feel bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like in the middle. So we gonna see, y'all. We gonna see. But I'm gonna get out of this energy. They're a little draining. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, though. Like, comment, and subscribe if you did. If you're looking for a personal reading, the link is in the description. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.